Hey everyone, my name is Akash Jones. I'm an animator and director from Toronto, and I specialize in stop motion animation. And today I'm going to be breaking down how to do an at-home setup to practice some animation fundamentals with Lego. Thank you to Real Asian Festival for having me. I'm an animator. I work at a studio. I've worked on lots of films, TV shows, commercials, and I got my start in animation thanks to Lego. I really started out with my iPad and lamps I had around the house. So I'm just going to break down how you can make a setup at home to start practicing, making videos, and getting better at animation, or just doing it for fun. So one of the first things I'd suggest is downloading this free app called Stop Motion Studio. You can get it on your phone or your iPad. You can download it. It is free in the App Store. It's called Stop Motion Studio. This is basically going to allow you to take your pictures in a sequence and have you able to play it back, because stop motion animation, of course, is just a bunch of photos playing in sequence to create a video. So this app helps you do that rather than just taking pictures somewhere and blindly animating and having to do it later. So once you have that app downloaded, it's pretty simple to use. There's a lot of good tutorials. You're just taking these photos on the side and it's going to play it back for you. You can choose your frame rate. I suggest 12 frames per second if you're first starting out. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to build a Lego stand, because obviously when you're doing stop motion, you don't want to be touching the camera. So these stands are going to help you take these photos without bumping your camera. So here I've got a bunch of Lego bricks, and I'm going to quickly show you how to assemble a really quick stand for these videos. And this will help you keep the camera still. As you can see, it gets placed on, and you can take photos now using your finger very carefully. Or another tip is, if you have headphones that are wired, you can connect it to your phone and use the volume button to take photos. Once you've got this stand and your phone is on and ready to take pictures, you're going to need a set. So you can grab basically anything. I like to use a base plate, get some minifigures. You can decorate the background with buildings, just a background. A lot of people use projectors to project a background on a wall, but if you don't have access to a space that big, just some buildings, filling up the sets, making the scene feel full. It's not too important because we're not trying to make a movie, we're just trying to practice animation. But yeah, once you have all that, then you want to light your set. When I first started out, I wasn't using big lights. I used these literally just house lamps. So if you've got lamps, you can use those. That's kind of the stage one of animation. If you're really beginning, is you can use the lighting in your room, but that's not going to be great. It's going to flicker. It's going to do all these different things that you don't really want. You're trying to avoid light flicker ultimately when you're making animations. So house lamps is a step above using your room light. So if you have some lamps lying around, just pointing them at the set, using some fill lights, getting some nice shadows and making the image more crisp. Another step up from that is you can actually put parchment paper over your lights. That will create sort of a soft box and have the light be less harsh on your minifigures and whatever you plan on animating. So just taping some of your mom's parchment paper on top of the lamps will help soften the light. And then you can work with things like gels, colored gels. You can get bigger lights, and there's always room for improvement, but this is a pretty good basis. And then yeah, once you have that set up, you're pretty much good to go. The possibilities from here are quite endless. You could do endless types of lighting. You could do night scenes. You could do day scenes. You can, create all types of sets. You can do a city. You can do a fantasy. You can do lots of things. And over the course of my Lego video years, I've done any type of set you can think of, from Christmas sets to superhero movies. And yeah, once you get to animating, you can use whatever you want. Lego has minifigures that are excellent for animation, especially for beginners, because a lot of newer animation puppets have lots of joints. We've got elbows, ankles, neck. Lego kind of restricts all that movement down to just arms, wrists, and legs, which allows you to focus more on learning animation and having not having to worry about so many different points of articulation on a figure. So I'd say animating with Lego minifigures is a great way to get started. You can make scenes if you've got Lego at home. Also, you can use clay. You can build sort of a monster or creature out of Lego, like I've built here, and animate that. Lego Bionicles have really good joints. And yeah, with this setup, basically you have everything you need to get started in animation. And it's a great way to just learn how the process works, taking all your photos. You can assemble it in the app itself, or you can export it to something free like iMovie. So yeah, I hope you've got all these things with you at home. It's a great way to get started and get animating. And hopefully you find as much joy in animating Lego as I did. And who knows, maybe one day it can turn into a career, or you can just keep doing it for fun.